September 2nd, 2020 at 1 p.m. by Zoom teleconference meeting, and this is a remote participation on orders of Governor of the Commonwealth, Thursday, March 12, 2020, suspending certain sections of the open meeting law. I hereby call the meeting to order. Roll call. Commissioner Collins.
Present.
Commissioner Shea.
Present.
And Commissioner O'Brien present. The minutes of the open session meeting of August 26, 2020 for approval. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. We accept the minutes of the August 26th open session for approval.
Second.
There's a motion made and seconded to accept the open session meeting of August 26, 2020 for approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is a vote. Is there any public comment? Hearing no public comment, do we have a capital improvement report with John Fignoni?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, John.
Thank you. We have been concentrating on installing petitions for the main courtrooms. Stoughton Court was completed last week, and so far Joe Feeney has completed Superior Court, Dedham District, and Stoughton Court, and he will be working on Quincy Court next. Also, the window that was scheduled to be installed last Friday at Quincy Court was damaged by the company, and while they were loading it into the truck, and they are fabricating another window.
Oh.
Lastly, I want to thank Sheila Carroll for doing a great job making sure we have disinfectant and supplies at every courthouse. And that helps us because we're required to do COVID-19 cleaning procedures, and we can get that done thanks to her diligence. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Well, Sheila did a great job always. She's always on the ball. Any comments, Commissioner Collins?
Nice job, John.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner Shea?
No, thank you, John.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, thanks, John, and thank all the people for the job they're doing. We really appreciate it. Do you have anything further to say on that, Director Mullen?
No, I don't. Thank you, Chairman. No.
Okay, thank you. Anything on the old business?
No,
Hearing
not
none,
that I
we
know
have
of.
personal matters. We have 4 for the Aggie School teachers recommended by the principal. Wait a motion to approve the personnel papers.
I'll make a motion. Motion, Mr. Chairman, that we approve the personnel papers for the 4 notices of appointment at the agricultural school.
Second.
There's a motion made and seconded to approve the 4 papers for the Aggie School as presented by the superintendent and recommended by the director. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is a vote. The bid opening is scheduled for 1:30, so we'll bypass that. We have no contract to award. In the engineering department update, do we have Joe McNichols there?
Yeah, yes, we do. Joe, if you can just unmute yourself. Oh, there we go.
Just did it.
Why don't you, excuse me, Mike, why don't you give a brief summary of what Joe's going to talk about?
Yes, I'd be happy to, Mr. Chairman. The engineering, and surveying department has been very busy over the past over the past few months. We've had for the past few years a long-standing project in the town of Needham that was actually just finished by our engineering crew. We have a project that's ongoing in Brookline right now, on Washington Street. And we have like a number, of other issues that, that Joe, and his team are working on with a number, with a number of towns right now. And, I thought it would be helpful for Joe to give an update about, what those are, what they mean to their communities, and just an update overall to everybody. So, Joe?
Sure.
Okay, Joe.
So we're working in the field in Brookline, and it's about a mile and a quarter, a mile and a half. It's Washington Street between Route 9 and the Boston Town Line. And we're doing an existing conditions survey. They're going to eventually put it on the tip and have it reconstructed under the state program. It's an extensive project. As you imagine, there's a lot of detail on Brookline to be collected. So we'll probably be out there well into the fall, doing that work and then getting the plans prepared. You probably won't go out the door till after the first of the year. Mike mentioned the Needham project. That was also pretty extensive. Bob Forrest did a lot of work on that project. He did all the calculations and processed all the data, and we returned to them the location of about 350 highway, railroad, and town line monuments for inclusion in the GIS so that they can tighten up where they have problems with overlaps, gaps, scores, those kind of things. We're working on several discontinuances. One's in Foxborough. We're going to discontinue a part of West Street, and additionally, we're going to lay out a piece of roadway that was previously discontinued, but no one stopped using it. So we're going to relay that out and discontinue a separate portion. Randolph, we have a alteration down by Scanlon Drive. We have the plan in hand. We're waiting on the petitioners to finish up their legal paperwork to be submitted. We have 2 projects in Stoughton, a discontinuance at Page Street at the town line. And again, we have the plan in hand, and the petitioners are working on their paperwork to submit to the commissioners. And another job in Stoughton is the Safe Streets project out in front of Stoughton Courthouse. There'll be some takings to widen the street and sidewalk so that the children will have a safer walk to school. But that's what we're working on right now, plus, calls from the public and departments and things like that. Any questions?
Commissioner Collins, do you have any comments?
Joe, I don't have any questions, but I want to thank you for all the hard work for you and from you and from your team. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Commissioner Shea?
Not at this time. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's a good job, Joe, and
the exit from the cafeteria.
a lot of credit goes to the commissioners through the good efforts of the engineering department. We appreciate it. Item 11, the 19 trial audit update. Schedule of cost. You want to speak to that, Director Mullen?
Yes, I'd be happy to, and I'd be happy to introduce, in a moment, Phil Iantosca, who actually heads up this effort, for us and working with the trial court every year. But the end of last week, I believe, we received the final FY19 trial court report on the audited statement of costs that we get every year. This year, audited costs were $10,000 lower than what we submitted. Back, I believe, in early February to the trial court. Phil, if you could provide an update like, and just, share with the commissioners what this means to, like, where we typically are, like, in what the trial court, typically typically audits us for. Sorry
Sure,
about
thank
that.
you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
So this is actually the culmination of a project that started in August 2019. And as Mike said, we submitted the schedule of costs to the state in early February 2020. And the Commonwealth reimburses the county for expenses related to the maintenance and upkeep of county-owned court facilities based on court-occupied building percentages. And typically the state audit of the schedule of costs is conducted in April in our office by trial court staff. But as we all know, due to the state shutdown, we were not able to do that. So this audit was actually conducted at my house in my driveway with the state auditor and via text message and phone calls. And our total submitted costs were $4,172,208.75. And our allowed costs this year for FY19 were $4,161,642.62. Sorry. So as Mike said, the state disallowed $10,566.13. And this represents a 99.75% reimbursement rate. And this is well in line and even represents a slight increase of our recent historical reimbursement rates. And FY18, the state reimbursed the county at 99.57%. And in FY18, they deducted $17,700 from our submission. And in FY17, the state reimbursed the county at 99.62%, and they deducted $15,600 from our report. And we did receive our first payment on time in June. And just finally, I'd like to thank Sheila Carroll, Nancy Rockwell, Joe Dioria, and Michelle Labadini, who all provided the information, some of the information that went into the submission to the Commonwealth. So I'll answer any questions.
Thank you, Phil. That's $10,000 is unbelievable with the amount in the millions that we're talking about. So it's a great job.
Thank you very
Any
much.
comments or questions from Commissioner Collins?
Nice job, Phil.
Thank you.
Commissioner Shea?
Just a quick comment was, what would last year's, not to the penny, but was it 4 million, 1 or 2 last year also?
The total,
Yes.
we were a little bit lower this year. So,
Okay, I thought so. I was just curious.
yes, I think it might have been about 425, but don't quote me on it.
No, that's fine. That's close enough. I just, so if it's lower, that means, in general, what does that mean, Phil? What do you think?
It means we just spent less money,
Oh, that's a good thing.
basically.
There's less billable things that we could.
Correct.
Okay. Has there been any discussion based on that and I know we don't have a crystal ball and I know there's no book on the COVID. What's going to happen on all these extra COVID costs? Have they been willing to discuss any of that with you?
Well, I think Mike would be the one to address
Okay.
that.
All right. Maybe through you, Mr. Chairman, to Mike.
Yes.
Mike,
Okay.
what do you think? I know we're only months into it, but 2021 is coming fast.
Yes, I can actually going back to the issues that we faced in April, when we along with Plymouth County and Bristol County applied for the federal funding, and then we and the county commissioners were asked by the governor in the Executive Office of Administration and Finance to turn the money over to the state. As part of that as part of that work with the Commonwealth at the time, the Commonwealth has agreed to to reimburse us up front, and not according to the typical like not according to the typical 18-month-long, trial court reimbursement process. So, actually, I believe by the end of this week, we're going to submit, a reimbursement request, to both the Commonwealth through the CARES Act program, and also to FEMA, a reimbursement request, for the costs that we have absorbed as a county, and the costs that we're anticipating that we'll continue to absorb, through the FY21 operating budget. So in a conversation that I had with the trial court, I believe a week and a half ago now, we have an understanding with them, that any that any expenses that we have incurred, relating to the pandemic, relating, to cleaning or ductwork cleaning, or anything else along those lines that we've been working on, that we would, that we would submit for reimbursement through the CARES Act process, and leave the trial court reimbursement process, to issues, that we have, that we have typically sought reimbursement for. So anything relating to the coronavirus, we would seek, a reimbursement, through the CARES Act, and anything related to, the more typical, county courthouse operations, we will leave to the trial court reimbursement process.
Okay.
Does that answer your question, Commissioner? Shea?
It does, and you keep separate records, so all this plexiglass and all this petition work comes under that.
Yes.
And but we have to front this money, of course.
Yes, exactly.
In many cases to get going and pay as we go.
Yes, and already in FY21, obviously in everything we do, we've been monitoring, our expenses very, very, very carefully.
Okay.
So hopefully in the next few weeks, once we do submit the request, from what I've heard, the reimbursement, turnaround is fairly quick, and then that will be money and funding that we can, actually turn back in to continue doing the work, that we need to do.
So you know how long it takes, and once we get into the cycle,
Yep.
we can use some of their money. Okay, thank you. I have no other questions, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Phil, for a job well done. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
There's no motion needed for that, right, Director Muller?
No, I don't believe so. Correct, Phil?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, number 12, Operational Analysis Review Committee. The Commissioner's appointment to the committee. Would you give us a little background on that, please?
Yes, I'd be happy to. Thank you, Chairman. At 1:30 this afternoon, you'll be opening, we'll be opening here in the office before you, the proposals for the operational analysis, which has been out to bid for approximately the last month now. And in the RFP, for the review, calls for the establishment of a review committee, to review the proposals, and to rank the proposals in order to submit them to the county commissioners, for a recommendation and information, and included as members of the review committee. There's one member that we established with the FinCom, who would be a member of the Board of County Commissioners. One member of the FinCom, who will be Dr. Childs from Brookline, the county treasurer, the county treasurer or his designee, the county director, and the chief procurement officer. So, obviously, in order to move forward, I'm asking the county commissioners to appoint one member, as as a sitting county commissioner, who would work with the committee to rank the proposals that we're going to open in about 10 minutes.
Who would, Commissioner Collins, have any suggestions?
Joe, I didn't know if you wanted to do it. If you want to do it, it's yours. Otherwise, I'll take it.
I'll do it. I'll be happy to do it. Thank you.
Okay. All right, I'll move that we appoint Joe Shea to the committee.
Okay, second the motion. There's a motion made and seconded to appoint Joe Shea to the Operational Analysis Review Committee as requested by the Director Mullen. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is a vote. Congratulations, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Norfolk County Coronavirus Relief Funding Community Action. This is the grants for non-public safety. Do you want to explain a little more on that, Director Mullen?
Yes, I'd be happy to again, Mr. Chairman. Alex, like you may remember, I think it was the 12th of June, that the county commissioners authorized me on your behalf to submit an application to the federal government for $58,000 in coronavirus relief funding through the Bureau of Justice Assistance for coronavirus relief efforts. We have worked with the federal government. As you may remember, I believe the first part of July, we actually approved the subrecipient, federal grant award policies that we needed to adhere to the federal, to the federal rules and regulations. I also had to undergo significant training, with the federal government, to be able to work for the, the county commissioners, to advance, and distribute the funds, which I've done. At this point, we're ready. We're ready to make the final grant application public, which, ideally we would have, first looked, to working with our cities and towns to, to help them, backfill the costs that, they have absorbed and upfronted, to deal with PPE, to deal with testing for first responders and the like. However, as we mentioned earlier, through what we did, working with the state back in April, all Norfolk County communities have the ability, already to be reimbursed, and to apply for reimbursement, through the state, to be reimbursed for the costs they have assumed. So what we have come up with, is a grant initiative, where we would make a total of approximately $14,000, $14,000 community action grants to local nonprofits, who have really had a role, in responding and helping, in helping local cities and towns respond, to the pandemic. They have to be used, and the grants have to be used, relatively speaking, can be relevant to, to local public safety and law enforcement efforts. But in working with the federal government, what we have found, is that, for example, if there was a community health center, who was working with local residents, in departments, to provide public testing, for first responders, those efforts would qualify. If there was an effort underway to provide mental health services, in hopes of helping people address, emotional and behavioral health needs before they reach, like a crisis point where law enforcement were called in, those efforts would also qualify as well. So I outlined exactly what, like we're seeking to do in the attached, application. What what we're proposing is we already have like a, like a very good idea of potential, applicants in the county, whether they're in Dedham or Brookline or Quincy, Randolph or anywhere else, and we would reach out to them, to share with them, the opportunities through this grant. We would share the opportunity with our local towns as well. And we would be asking for a fairly quick turnaround, for the proposals where we, and the county commissioners would be able to review them, on Wednesday, the 23rd of September. And the grant applications would be due, by Friday, September 18th, Mr. Chairman. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Director Mullen. Any questions, Commissioner Collins?
No questions.
Okay, Commissioner Shea.
One quick one through you, Mr. Chairman. Did you say they were reviewable on the 23rd for the 18th, or is it the 18th for the 23rd?
The 18th for the 23rd, so they will be due on the 18th.
Okay, thank you.
With the review by county commissioners on the 23rd.
Okay, thank you. No, I have no other questions. I look forward to it.
Okay, so you follow through with that, Director Mullen?
Yeah, yes, I will. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will. Bill Buckley.
And now we come down to the report of the county director.
All right. Well,
Do you need a vote on that, Mike?
Yeah. Actually, if I could, if that's a.
All right, so I'll make the motion that we approve the grant application so the grant may be distributed by the county.
I'll second it.
Okay, the motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? It is a vote. Report of the county director.
Yes, and thank you again, Mr. Chairman. You've been hearing from me a lot, and I apologize. But just
We like to hear you talk, Mike.
Oh God, I don't. But anyways,
You do make sense. You make common sense all the time, Mike.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a few updates. We've been working on the drain in culvert issue, on Maple Place in Dedham. I was actually just out there with Joe McNichols just prior to the meeting. We actually came up with a good plan. We've been in touch with the town of Dedham, Dedham's engineer as well. We're working hopefully in a way that will allow us to address the issue that we're facing with the drain back there, but also in concert with the neighbor, on Maple Place, who I actually spoke with at length earlier, and as well as with the town of Dedham. So work is happening on that. We've also been working on a number of air quality issues, with actually all of our county buildings. Sometime over the next about 2.5 weeks approximately, we will have an air quality monitoring just as a preventative and precautionary measure, going through all of our buildings just with an emphasis on air quality and everything, and everything happening right now. Along the same lines, we've Sheila Carroll, Nancy McNeely and I, along with Mike Osman from the maintenance department, have been working to procure the cleaning of the vents and the ductwork, at Quincy District Court, which at first it seems fairly straightforward, but there's a lot involved there. we've been spending a lot of time on it because we want to make sure, that we do it, and we work with a vendor to get it right. And additionally to that, we have a biannual actuarial study happening right now, where we've been working with Michelle Labadini, and Larry Stone, our vendor, on that process. In that process will outline for the county what our OPEB liabilities are, and and how we make an effort to continue addressing those issues. So we've been busy. There's a lot of really positive work happening right now. And again, I just want to thank everybody because it's always a team effort, here in the county, whether it's working with engineering, as you heard from Joe, whether it's working with maintenance or Nancy or, everyone here in the county. So, with that, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have. And if you have any questions,
Okay, Commissioner Collins, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Commissioner Shea?
All set.
Okay,
and it's now
thank you, Director Mullen, and we appreciate the work and the effort that you and your staff are doing. As I repeat all the time, we really appreciate everything you do for the county. And having said that, it's 1:30. I will call for the bid openings, Director.
Yes, Nancy McNeely is here, with Jeannie McLeish, and they're going to open the bids that we have for today.
Okay, go ahead, open them up, Nancy.
Good afternoon. First, we have the bids for the operational analysis for the county. We received 3, we sent out 5. The first one is from the Edward J. Collins Jr. Center for Public Management, part of UMass Boston. Bear with me while I find the pricing page. They're all sent. Okay. The total not to exceed price for the operational analysis is $75,000. Again, that price is $75,000. And that was from the Edward J. Collins Center for Public Management, UMass Boston.
How many bids you say you had?
I have 3 and we had sent out 5.
Okay.
Would be easier if I could open some of these envelopes ahead of time, but I can't. Hey, Jeannie, thank you. Okay. Next, we have a submittal from Novak Consulting Group. They are located out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Their total price is $74,800. Again, that is $74,800.
Very close.
Very. Thank you. Our last proposal is from the Abrams Group out of Framingham, Mass. total price bid is $75,000. Again, that price was $75,000.
Wow.
We have two the same price and one $200 less. And that is the third and final bid we have today for the operation.
Okay, wait a motion, take it under advisement.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that we take it under advisement and distribute it to the Selection Review Committee.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to take the bids under advisement and a recommendation of Nancy and the director at the next meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, it is a vote. Is there anything else to come before the board, Director Mullen?
Yes, there's one more bid opening that Nancy has as well, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
This is the bid for the registry deeds for the binding, binders, repair, and paper oven for record books and land court binders. 3 bids went out. I did not receive any bids back. I know that there is a vendor on his way with his bid, but as it's past the opening time, it will have to be rebid, so I will start that process this afternoon.
okay. You need a motion, Nancy, without it, just you rebid.
I'm just going to rebid it. That would be the normal
Okay.
process.
Okay, is there any comments before we close the meeting from Commissioner Collins?
The last one, Nancy, the binding, binders, repair and all that. The company that was going to send out their bid, is that the present one we're using now?
It's our present vendor, yes.
Okay.
Yes, he was en route, but did not make it on time.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything further, Commissioner Shea?
No, I just had the same idea. As long as the present vendor is still serving us, we won't lose anything by rebidding it. Any time, I mean. I don't mean money. So that's fine. No, I have nothing further today, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you, Commissioners, and thank you for the staff for a job well done. We really appreciate it, and thank you, Director Mullen. I'll wait a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion we adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Motion made and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It is a vote. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.